Can you believe it? 219 episodes of What's Up, Flobo? That's the show. This is the show. They're always the show when we just sit and chat about what's going on in the world of Flobito. I know if you guys like the content I do when I'm not hanging out, to my Commander's Log, Drapes and Gold, Mac Manium, Graduation Day. Thank you so much for your support. And if you're watching this right now, you're thinking, man, I'm just dying to support this guy. Many ways you can do that. We can flowbito.threadless.com. That's a web store. Flowbito.threadless.com. T-shirts, flowbito.threadless.com. Hoodies, flowbito.threadless.com. Hats and more. And of course, it's May. That means that you have loved ones that are probably getting out of school and you want to give them a gift, one that can help them out on the road to adulthood and beyond. Graduation Day. My first ever memoir is available now on Amazon. Graduation Day by me, Flobo Boyce. All right. So, hanging out here thinking about how hard it is to create and maintain friendships as an adult. Now, a lot of my friends have different or varying degrees of difficulty with this. I would say for me, it is semi-challenging, but that's because I'm a hermit and I like to be alone a lot. Like I'm the kind of guy who's like, go outside, ask me next week, But I know a lot of my peers are struggling with that too. And it doesn't matter gender, doesn't matter age. It just kind of feels like after you get out of school or that first job where you're pretty much in the suck together, if you're in class together, it's just hard to connect with people. We always think that something's weird or something's odd, something's off. You ever go into an elevator and someone goes, "Hey, how's it going?" All of us are like, I was perusing some of these profiles on the dating sites. Now, I'm not really actively looking on the dating sites, but I have Facebook dating logged into my phone, like it's baked in. It's an app within an app, and you read some of the profiles, and some of them people go, "Oh man, I don't like small talk." And it's like, well, no one loves small talk. No one likes talking about the weather or the Yankees because one, the Yankees suck, and two, it's kind of like it's a skill to really make something out of nothing. I think that's the building block, Whereas if you're at a job you don't like, or if you're in class, you can always be like, this teacher, right? Common enemy, let's bond over things. I always feel like there's two different classes for me personally when it comes to the whole difficulty in adult relationship type deal. Is one, making new friends. Like how do you say what's up? Do you give out your business card? Do you say, hey, let's play Legos? Like it's a weird thing. Let's go out for a drink seems to be the common thing. But what if you don't want to go to a drink place? What if you just want to, I don't know. Is it weird when you meet someone to say, hey, I'm on the way to this concert. I have an extra ticket. You want to come with me when you first meet them, for example? I don't know. It's kind of like what's the entry level? But the other side, and the side that inspired today's episode, is maintaining those adult relationships. I have a couple friends that call me on the phone, and I am busy all the time. And I go, yeah, when I get done with this, I'm going to give them the time to just sit and have a focused conversation because I don't want to have a phone call where I'm doing 20 different things. And I always forget. Or I have a friend that we had lost contact with as far as like we don't really text or we don't really like each other's stuff on social, but every once in a while I'll do a little shout out like, hey, how's it going? Or it'll tag me on something. Hey, how's it going? Hitting them up, being like, hey, do you want to hang out? Or hey, do you want to go to this thing? And getting no response until like a day later going, oh man, just got your message. What's up? It's like, man, it's hard, man. It's like being rejected. And I get it because on the flip side, I just mentioned there's times where I go, I don't necessarily have the time, or this was kind of a surprise. My days are usually planned and rigid, and a friend saying what's going on is somehow outside the plan I planned. And therefore, I'll get to that later, but later it becomes too much. But on the other hand, when you're like, hey, get my example. Hey, I got tickets to this thing. You want to come with? Or, hey, I was just thinking about you. I'm at this place. I'm at this bar. Come through. And then next day or 6 hours later, you get the, hey, just saw this. What's going on? It's like something tells me you wanted to screen what was going on and you waited to an ample enough time it was over to make sure you weren't dragged. You didn't have an excuse. Rough. I get it, though. But why is it so hard? I mean, we all talk, at least in here in Los Angeles, we all talk about how we're so spread out, how we're kind of in our own bubble, how it'd be cool to meet people and see things. When it comes down to actual recruiting, we kind of go, I don't know. Home seems pretty cool right about now. People talk about aging and what it means to get old. I don't really think it's a number thing. I think it's a small things like this where we say, oh, you know what? I don't want to try this new dish. I know it's reliable. I don't take the risk on something I won't like. Or, hey, look, I don't want to meet this new person at this mixer for my community center. I have my friends from college. Or, hey, I don't want to try this new sport for exercise. I know what works for me. I like to walk and just do that. And that's when muscles atrophy. That's what social skills atrophy. And that's what really aging is, I think. I think being afraid to do the things that we used to do pretty casually. I'm a traveler. When in my 20s, I wanted to go see the world because I didn't have many friends and I went. And now in my mid 30s, looking at things to travel and see, I go, oof, I'm gonna go out there by myself and not know anybody. I don't know. Forget it. And I think that's when things start to lockjaw, right? Same with friends. Hey, I would love to go to a class and be the most popular person in that class. There was times where my goal first week was to make sure everyone was laughing at a joke of mine. And now I go, oh yeah, we want to do this thing next year, the four of us. I'll get back to you. I don't know. These are established friends, let alone trying to make new friends. What about you? Are you guys having trouble with, well, one, aging, aren't we all? But no, but like meeting friends as an adult, finding people who are like you. Do you think it's a change of standards? Is it kind of like, I like friends who think this way politically? I love this pop culture thing. Is it just bad luck of the draw? Is it just you just not being able to muster the courage to go out there and hang out at a grocery store and wait for people to come by to say hello to? What is the difficulty in that? And if you're like me, do you feel sometimes you're trying too hard with some people to be your friends? Do you feel you're like, hey, come on, let's hang out, and not getting responses? Do you think that it's awkward? Is it more awkward when you're our age as opposed to when you're a kid and say, hey, let's go play? And if you're looking for excuses to not hang out with adults, you can't say things like, my mom says I'm not allowed anymore. So what's going on? You let me know. I just figured I'd do something a little bit on the personal level, switch it up, because I thought last week was a bit of a flex for me, talking about my flight in from Miami. I just flew in from Miami. By the way, Peru, the Ed Sheeran version, has been on my heavy rotation during and since my flight from Florida last week. Let me know about the friendship thing. Let me know about making new friends. Let me know about all that stuff in the comments below, and hit me up with that social media at Flobo Boyce. This is it for me on this week, this edition of What's Up, Flobo. Last thing, if you haven't already, if you want to unlock bonus content, the Patreon, patreon.com/Flobo Boyce. I'll be more than grateful if you become a member of the Boisterous crew. Say hi to your mom for me. See you next week.